Much love, many blessings. Let's provide our Aquarius wisdom for the season for the Taurus, our earthy lovers, and ruled by Venus. So the theme that we have channeled from Spirit is Yuga Shakti, which is very fitting because with the Tauruses, your appreciation for aesthetic, is very strong. Venus caters to you very well. It can create a lot of romanticism within your space, and your strong, stubborn nature makes you hold true to what it is that you desire, whether it's the value of money or just things that artistically or aesthetically are pleasing to you mentally or physically. With the Aquarius season and Yuga Shakti coming up for you during this season, Taurus, we have the themes of Yuga Shakti and as well as the Sun, which has an inversion feeling. So you can definitely be dealing with issues coming from the past because the Sun is obviously the radiance of the inner child coming forth in the warmth of being able to enjoy what you have. And as you see behind it, the brick wall, the gray wall representing the past and things you're not looking back to. So Yuga Shakti is another form of Kali. Kali has many forms, and in this particular form, it's representing the symbolisms of how fierce always, let's just go out and say this, that every form and iteration of Kali is going to be fierce. But with that being said, this iteration of Kali represents her fierceness. Her timing is fierce and compassionate with wisdom. To love her is to honor her, and to honor her great knowing. She demands the surrender of our futile attempts to control that which is beyond our sphere of understanding until that pain transforms into sweet pleasure of release. Even the right thing cannot attain fruition at the wrong time. Hence why we had the themes of responsibility with the solar plexus chakra, and you see the fruit sprouting. So we have to take accountability for the stage that we're in and where we're at during the season. Even the right thing cannot attain fruition at the wrong time. I'll say it again. Trust her and be shown again and again that her divinely orchestrated workings of time serve you faithfully with love and grace. Remember, it's not your timing, it's the cosmic timing. And it all makes sense when it comes into fruition with immediacy. Kali's outstretched tongue and open mouth signify her fierce form as the devouring divine warrior goddess. Time emerges from Kali and ends with her. To birth the new, she devours the old. Persistence for clinging to what has been. Wait, let's pause there. To birth the new, she devours the old. And we just got done talking about the Sun and looking back at the past. And Taurus, during this time, what have you been looking and holding yourself to that is not to your liking and expectation? How are you trying to move forward to the future and you're on a gerbil wheel and you're not moving? The momentum, the very momentum that you need to move forward is predicated off of fueling yourself from the past and the present moment. But if you sit there and look at the past, you don't have the very fuel you need to propel yourself into the future in which you desire. Persistence for clinging to what has been. I'm taking the words right out of my mouth. Confirmation. Persistence to clinging to what has been. The attachments to our past and the fear of the unknown future. Let's say that again, fear of the unknown future. And since we're in this Aquarius season, since we're dealing with future vision, are you afraid of this Aquarius season and how fast it's moving because the unknown future is so scary to you? You look back at the past and was like, man, I tried this shit before and look how it turned out. So am I taking my confirmed past into my unknown future? Your future hasn't been written yet, but it will manifest the way that you want it to because your thoughts create your reality. So are you still looking at your past, keeping yourself in stagnation? The attachments of your past and fear of an unknown future are no match for her genius and unwavering will to clear it away to provide the best conditions for the next chapter to unfold. There are cosmic cycles within your personal cycles in which our lives are aligned. There are karmic times and karmic time frames that govern the soul contracts and relationships that change your circumstances, that change your fortune, and are the openings up of new pathways for you. Using your free will, we can enhance the flow of our healing, and do so, we can be ready and be ready for ourselves to step forward at the appropriate moment. Yet it is the Divine Mother in her infinite wisdom and regenerative power that knows and enacts the perfect transition at the best time. She orchestrates a shifting of individual and collective cycles to be in harmony with each other. So every being gains spiritual benefit through what unfolds. The Oracle of Yuga Shakti confirms that you are going to experience considerable change. You are going to experience considerable change. The timing of this unfoldment is significant. This is also confirmation that you can't miss what's taking place. You may be thinking that you have to focus on every detail because you're going to miss what's coming for you. But understand that this is so big. It's like when somebody gives you directions and you don't have GPS and you're going to a destination and they're like, you can't miss it. It's like you've never been to this Walgreens out in no man's land, but you know if you keep driving, you can't miss it because it's going to be prominent and it's going to be for you. So you can't miss this. Just keep going. The timing of this unfoldment is significant. And there are many factors at play. You will sense when the correct moment is upon you. During this time globally, the light of spiritual knowledge is partially subsumed within the darkness of the ignorant and confusion. Even those with the awareness to have positive intentions can become confused and place profit above integrity. Very fitting for you, Taurus, during this season, seeing as sometimes your goals or emotional goals can be sacrificed for the sake of the coin. Attack, let's see. Even those with the awareness who have positive intentions, let's read that again, can become confused and place profit over integrity, attack brothers and sisters on the path, or lay claim to knowledge or false foundations. Even when our intentions are noble, in effect, our actions can create further suffering. Such conflict and confusion are signs of asuric or negative forces that have gained the upper hand. Kali Ma's darkness and ferocity are required to redress the spiritual imbalance. We are in a particular need of her most terrifying manifestations when we become confused as to what belongs to the highest sacred truth and what does not. So I'll say this to you, Taurus, when it comes to emotional matters, sometimes you may not concrete or address the things that are truly concerning you. You talk a lot about those things that affect you, but you talk about them with everybody else or every other thing other than the situations or people that actually need to address them. So this is also a call to not get so caught up in what it is that you want that you misconstrue what it is that's truly divine for you and what it is that you tell yourself is divine for you. It's time to bring that inner clarity and higher understanding so that that can arise within you. You will see how to close this chapter on the past and move into a new cycle. You will understand how to close this chapter on the past and move into a new cycle, which is why the sun is in reverse, because you're not fully utilizing it. It's also the reversal is letting you know that everything that you want is truly here. And the only reason you might even be held in place is because of things like PTSD, thinking that the thing is only really real except within your mind or within your psyche's energy. Unique to the iconography of Kali in the Hindu tradition from which she emerges is her poked out tongue. Kali's tongue represents her wild, mysterious teaching. The tongue is an organ of discernment, digestion, and speech. It assists us in taking the right things in and expressing ourselves as we choose. Our mother tongue means the language of our birth. Kali is the cosmic mother tongue. She is the original spiritual language of our hearts and souls. Hers is the language of spirit and light, of truth beneath form. So this means that we're not just looking at labels or what feels convenient, but truth simply intrinsically because it is truth. And the reassurance that although we must submit to the shifting of greater cycles, that those cycles ultimately move for our greatest spiritual benefit. Deep in and of itself, I think you need to, during this time, Taurus, to really take account of how you've been feeling and how the past has affected you, how old things that you've built up have affected you during this time. And take account of where it is that you want your awareness and what energies that you want to feel going forward. When you feel your future state and your long-term state, do you feel a plan that feels healthy? Do you ponder on how to create that energy? Does it give you a rise within yourself and make you feel inspired to want to make that a reality for yourself? What ways are you being real about your past and owning up to the information and the discernment of which you have yourself obligated to and where your energy is? Are you ready for the new cycles taking place within your space, or are you still stagnant, wanting to stay in an old stage? The fact that the sun is here as well, the sun is representative of the divine masculine, and the sun rotates out every 365 days. So the fact that Yuga Shakti is here as well, talking about rapid changes and cycles shifting, and the sun being here is also representative of the fact that the moon shifts every 2.5 days, where the sun shifts every 365 days. So this is also letting you know that you're not changing as often as you should, and that there's stagnation taking place. This is a call for you to change with the phases of the moon and not be stuck waiting a year for something that you could attain next month or right now. Are you ready to attain the things that could happen for you during the cycle now, or do you feel that you have to wait longer? Do you have to wait another year? Do you have to keep going at this direction that you are moving with? Get out of your illusions and accept the clarity of your true reality. Many blessings and Ashe.